This is the Bitcoin Citizen. My name is Ghanem, and welcome back to this video series. In the last video, we went over the 6 properties needed for sound money. We also went over how gold failed on the portability and divisibility, while fiat failed on scarcity. In this video, we're going to talk about how Bitcoin passes all 6 properties. So how does Bitcoin pass all 6 properties? The first property is scarcity. Bitcoin will only ever have 21 million coins. Number 2 is portability. You can send Bitcoin across the world within minutes. Number 3 is durability. Bitcoin will not decay over time. Number 4 is divisibility, where you can split Bitcoin into 100 million units, which are called satoshis. Number 5 is fungible, where every single Bitcoin is equal to every other Bitcoin. And number 6 is verifiable, where every single transaction is stored on the public ledger and can be verified from the first transaction ever created to the most recent transaction. So what makes Bitcoin strong? Bitcoin has no single point of failure. No company runs it and no government controls it. It runs on thousands of computers around the world, which are called nodes. And each one of these nodes stores the entire public ledger from the first transaction ever created to the most recent transaction. So in other words, if you want to shut down Bitcoin, you will need to destroy every single one of those nodes. And currently there's over 25,000 nodes worldwide. So scarcity is the most important property of the 6 properties that we mentioned. You can have a money that is portable, divisible, durable, fungible, and verifiable. However, if it's not scarce, then people will not adopt it as their main money. Now, if you compare that to gold supply increases about 1 to 2% annually. In other words, if you have a certain amount of gold holdings and you want to maintain the same percentage, every year you'll have to add 1 to 2% to your holdings to be able to match the world supply increasing. While Bitcoin, since it's capped at 21 million, if you have a certain amount today, it will be the same percentage in 10 years or in 100 years. That's why Bitcoin is regarded as a superior store of value. Bitcoin is often called freedom money because only you control it, and revolutionary money, since for the first time in history, ordinary people can have access to a money that no government can devalue, freeze, or take away. Here's the amazing news. The world is adopting it. Governments are buying Bitcoin and major companies are holding it on their balance sheets. There are thousands of businesses building products and services around it. And the government has regulated it. And as we all know, once the government regulates something, it means it's here to stay. We get to the point of the video where we ask ourselves, what does this mean for you? Well, we need to understand that Bitcoin is not an investment. It's sound money. There's a difference. Fiat money loses its purchasing power because they keep printing more. Bitcoin does the opposite. With a cap of 21 million coins, it can never increase. When demand grows and supply stays the same, the purchasing power increases. That's basic economics. Bitcoin purchasing power has increased more than any other major asset class since its inception. It rewards savers instead of punishing them. It preserves the value of your time and effort. Bitcoin isn't about getting rich. It's about stopping the bleeding, protecting what you've already worked for. And it gives you the chance to store your money for the future without losing its value. To sum up this video, there are 2 points I want you to embrace. Number 1 is, Bitcoin is not an investment, it's money, and it's the best money we've ever had. And number 2, when you hear politicians, institutions, or people claiming that Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme, it will go down to zero and to stay away from it, you need to understand that these same voices are quietly accumulating Bitcoin. If you strip away the hype and the news from Bitcoin and you just look at Bitcoin protocol, it's impossible to ignore that what you're looking at is the most scarcest, most transparent, and most portable money ever created. But it's not enough to just buy Bitcoin. You need to understand what you're holding and how protected. In the next video, I'll show you what happens when people skip this step.